You know that moment when you finally get comfortable under the covers, your pillow just right, the blanket warm over your shoulders, and then it hits you. That familiar, frustrating urge to get up. Again. Maybe it's the second time tonight. Maybe the third. And as you shuffle your feet toward the bathroom in the dark, maybe you've asked yourself, why can't I just sleep through the night like I used to? You're not alone. Nighttime urination, or what doctors call nocturia, is one of the most common complaints among older adults, especially women over 60. And it doesn't just mess with your sleep. It chips away at your energy, your balance, your mood. It makes your nights restless and your mornings slow. And for many, it becomes an accepted part of aging. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be. Because the truth is, what you eat, yes, even something as simple as the fruit on your plate, can have a powerful impact on your bladder, your hydration, and your nighttime habits. Certain fruits can support better kidney function, reduce fluid retention, and calm your bladder. Others? Well, they may be doing more harm than good, especially when eaten too close to bedtime. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 fruits that can actually help you prevent those frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. And we'll also gently go over 5 fruits that may be making your nights worse, even if they seem healthy on the surface. You'll be surprised by some of them, and I promise, we'll keep everything easy to understand and even easier to apply to your daily routine. So let's begin with something sweet. And I don't just mean taste-wise. One of the most bladder-friendly fruits out there is the humble banana. Now, I know bananas get mixed reviews depending on who you ask, but when it comes to nighttime urination, bananas can actually be your friend. They're rich in potassium and magnesium, 2 minerals that help regulate fluid balance and calm overactive muscles, including the muscles in your bladder. They also contain tryptophan, which can help support deeper sleep. If you find yourself waking up frequently, having half a banana about an hour before bed might just make a difference, not only by easing your bladder, but by relaxing your whole nervous system. And speaking of relaxation, let's talk about cherries. Not the maraschino kind, mind you, but real, tart cherries or even fresh sweet ones in season. These little red gems are one of the only natural sources of melatonin, a hormone your body uses to fall asleep and stay asleep. Melatonin also helps calm inflammation, and for many older adults, inflammation around the bladder can be a big contributor to nighttime urgency. A small bowl of cherries in the evening, not too close to bed, can gently support better sleep and ease bladder discomfort at the same time. It's a win-win. Now here's a surprise most people don't expect. Pears. Sweet, juicy, and often overlooked, pears are incredibly gentle on the bladder. Unlike citrus fruits, which are acidic and can irritate the bladder lining, pears are low in acid and rich in fiber. That fiber doesn't just help digestion, it also helps regulate blood sugar levels, which in turn keeps your kidneys from working overtime at night. If your blood sugar is spiking and crashing throughout the day, your body may be processing fluids irregularly at night. A steady, fiber-rich snack like a sliced pear can help your body stay balanced and your bladder stay calm. Now, while we're still in the good fruit zone, let's not forget blueberries. These little powerhouses are rich in antioxidants and vitamin C, but more importantly, they're bladder soothing. Unlike orange juice or pineapple, blueberries are non-acidic and full of compounds that support urinary tract health. In fact, studies have shown they can reduce the risk of urinary tract infections, which often worsen nighttime urgency. A small bowl of blueberries after dinner is a delicious, gentle way to support your bladder and your health overall. And finally, there's watermelon. Yes, watermelon. It might sound strange to recommend a hydrating fruit when we're talking about preventing nighttime trips to the bathroom, but hear me out. Watermelon is a natural diuretic, meaning it helps your body release fluids efficiently, if eaten earlier in the day. That's the key. If you have a slice of watermelon at lunch, it can actually help flush out excess sodium and reduce fluid buildup, leaving your body more balanced by bedtime. The mistake many people make is snacking on watermelon after dinner, which can lead to, you guessed it, a night of bathroom visits. So, as we begin to gently shift into the next part of our conversation, think about how just a few small changes, like when and what fruits you eat, can make a real difference in how you sleep and how rested you feel. Now that we've talked about the fruits that can help, let's gently turn the page and talk about the other side, the ones that might be doing more harm than good, especially when eaten in the evening. And let me be clear, none of these fruits are bad in general. Most of them are actually full of nutrients. But when it comes to bladder sensitivity, timing and balance matter more than we think, especially after 60 or 70. Let's start with one that might surprise you: oranges. Oranges are packed with vitamin C, and many of us grew up believing a glass of orange juice in the morning was the healthiest way to start the day, and for some people, it might be. But if you're someone who struggles with nighttime urgency or even mild incontinence, citrus fruits like oranges can be a hidden trigger. They're highly acidic, and that acid can irritate the bladder lining, especially if your system has become more sensitive with age. If you notice that your bladder feels a bit more urgent on days when you've had citrus, that could be a sign to switch to a more bladder-friendly fruit, like blueberries or pears. And then there's pineapple. Sweet, juicy, tropical, and for some, a nighttime nightmare. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain, which has some great digestive benefits, but it's also quite acidic. Like oranges, pineapple can irritate the bladder if eaten too late or in large amounts. It's one of those fruits where moderation really is key. A few chunks in a fruit salad at lunch might be fine, but having pineapple after dinner, especially if you already tend to wake up during the night, can cause a restless sleep and multiple trips to the bathroom. Another one that many older adults don't think about is grapes. Yes, they're small and hydrating, and they seem harmless. But grapes have a high natural sugar content and are slightly acidic, which means they can increase bladder activity, especially if you nibble on them in the evening while watching TV or reading. If you're going to enjoy grapes, try doing so earlier in the day, when your body has more time to process the fluids. Now here's one that sounds healthy, and it is, but it might still be part of the problem. Watermelon at night. Earlier, we mentioned how watermelon can help the body flush out excess fluid if eaten earlier in the day. But eating watermelon after 7 or 8 p.m., that's a different story. Because watermelon has such a high water content, eating it late can overload your system with fluids just before bed. The result? A bladder that's more active at night than it needs to be. And that means more wake-ups, more trips to the bathroom, and less restful sleep. And then there's cranberries. Now I know this one might be controversial because we've all heard that cranberry juice is good for urinary health, especially when it comes to preventing infections. And yes, that's true in certain cases. But here's the catch. Most cranberry juice found on shelves today is highly concentrated, sweetened, and often blended with other juices like apple or grape, which can actually make nighttime urination worse. Even raw cranberries are very tart and acidic. So if you're trying to calm your bladder, save the cranberries for earlier in the day, and consider other bladder-soothing options in the evening. What's interesting is how something as small as the fruit you choose before dinner, or even during lunch, can ripple out into your evening, your sleep, and your overall well-being. Our bodies become more sensitive with age, and our kidneys process fluids a little differently. Our bladders hold less, signal more quickly, and are more easily irritated. That's not something to be embarrassed by. It's just biology. But it means we have the opportunity to be more mindful, and mindful choices can lead to peaceful nights. You might be thinking, do I have to give up all my favorite fruits just to sleep better? Absolutely not. It's not about eliminating, it's about adjusting, shifting when you eat certain fruits, swapping an evening snack for something gentler on your bladder, paying attention to how your body responds, because when you start to notice those little patterns, that's where change begins. That's where control comes back into your hands. Now let's take a moment and talk about one more aspect that often gets overlooked: hydration. Yes, we're talking about fruit, but hydration plays a huge role in nighttime urination. Many older adults try to solve the problem by drinking less water in the evening. But here's the truth. Dehydration can actually make your bladder more sensitive. It concentrates your urine, which can irritate the bladder lining and cause more frequent urges, not fewer. The key is to stay hydrated consistently during the day and to taper down your water intake slowly after 7 p.m. rather than cutting it off completely. Combine that with the right fruits, and your bladder gets the support it really needs. As we ease into the next part of this journey, just imagine what a full night's sleep could do for you. The kind of sleep where you close your eyes, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed, without feeling like you've been playing ping pong with the bathroom all night. That kind of rest isn't out of reach. It's closer than you think. And it starts with the choices we make today, on our plates, in our routines, and in how we listen to our bodies. Now let's take everything we've explored so far and really bring it home. Because what we've been talking about isn't just about food, or fruit, or even nighttime urination. It's about peace. About the simple, priceless peace of being able to sleep through the night without being interrupted again and again by your own body. That peace matters. It's the foundation for your energy, your clarity, and your strength during the day. And if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, you know just how valuable good rest really is. When your bladder wakes you up once a night, maybe it's manageable, but when it happens 2 or 3 times and it starts to happen every night, that's when it begins to wear on you. It's not just the inconvenience, it's the way it steals from the day that follows. You feel more tired, your balance feels a bit off, your motivation fades. You start adjusting your day around your fatigue rather than living it fully. But here's the good news. Your body is always trying to help you. It just needs a little help in return. That's why these small changes matter. Switching that late-night orange for half a banana, swapping out that after-dinner grape bowl for a pear earlier in the day, or choosing watermelon at lunch rather than dessert. These are not drastic changes. They're thoughtful, kind gestures toward your own body, and they work because your body wants to sleep. Your bladder wants to rest, but it can't do it alone. And beyond fruit, I want to remind you that movement plays a role too. Even a gentle walk in the afternoon can help your circulation, reduce fluid buildup, and support better nighttime balance in your kidneys and bladder. Pair that with a steady sleep routine, a quiet hour before bed, no screens, maybe some soft music or a short book, and you begin to teach your body that night is for rest, not alertness. If this all feels new to you, or even a little overwhelming, that's okay. You're not expected to fix everything overnight. Maybe just start by noticing. Keep a little journal for a few days, nothing fancy. Just jot down which fruits you ate and how many times you woke up. You might see a pattern. And once you see that pattern, you've got power. You're no longer just reacting. You're leading. And if anyone ever tells you it's too late to make changes in your health, I hope you'll remember this. Your body never stops listening. No matter your age, it adapts, it heals, it responds to kindness. That includes kindness in the form of rest, in the form of nourishment, and yes, even in the form of fruit. So here's my simple invitation to you. Try one change this week. Just one. Maybe it's moving your fruit bowl to the kitchen table to remind yourself to eat blueberries instead of citrus in the evening. Maybe it's having a banana and a cup of chamomile tea after dinner instead of a heavy dessert. Or maybe it's just pausing at night and asking, what does my body need right now to feel safe and calm? Because deep down, that's what nighttime urgency is often about. Your body trying to feel safe, your bladder trying to be heard, and you finally having the chance to listen and respond in a way that brings peace. And that's what I want for you. Not just fewer bathroom trips, but more mornings where you wake up feeling rested. More days where you feel steady, clear, and present. More nights that feel like they belong to you again. Because they do. If this video helped you in any way, if even one thing made you stop and think, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Have you tried any of these fruits before? Have you noticed any differences? Your story might be the one that inspires someone else. And if you're someone who's just beginning to explore how food affects your sleep, that's worth sharing too. We learn from each other here. So if you found this helpful, please take a moment to give the video a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people just like you. And if you'd like more real, simple, and supportive tips to make your life healthier, happier, and easier, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're here every week with practical guidance, backed by research, and delivered with care. Here's to you, your health, your rest, and your right to feel good in your own body. No matter your age, no matter the number of candles on the cake, you deserve that every single night. Now go enjoy your evening, and maybe, just maybe, tonight will be the night you sleep right through. Wouldn't that be wonderful?